Anatomy of a Debt Suit Petition. Brought to you by yourlegallegup.com, your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. In this video, we are briefly going to analyze a debt lawsuit's petition, or in some jurisdictions they're called the complaint. The petition, along with the summons and some other paperwork you won't see, is what starts the lawsuit against you. The petition states what the debt collector wants and why it thinks the court should give it to them, and when you respond to the suit, it will be to the things that are said in the petition, basically denying that you should have to pay the plaintiff anything. You may find it helpful to know the way some things are described in legalese. It will help you understand the lawsuit against you. We will use a sample made-up petition. The whole thing is too large to show on this video, but you can find a link to the whole article and the complete petition in the About This Video section below. For present purposes, we will use images of parts of the petition. It isn't so much that what they say that matters here as where they are and what they do, the paragraphs that is. If you are being sued, the petition against you will look a lot like this one, but of course some of the wording will be different. Here's the caption. It's the heading of the case and includes the court and the parties, Detco versus you. Again, that's the caption. And oftentimes on the right side there will be a case number, which will either be stamped by the court or will have actually been written in by the plaintiff sometimes. Note this part of the caption. This tells you what kind of court you're in. We're particularly interested in courts of limited jurisdiction. We want to know if the court has some dollar limit and what it is if it does. And that's because associate circuit courts or lower limited jurisdiction courts often have modified rules of civil procedure and evidence, and we want to know exactly what those rules are. Here's count 1 of our made-up petition, and you'll note that in our sample here we have count 1 and count 2. If a lot of times the case only has one count, in which case they won't call it count. They'll just say suit on money owed and leave it at that. Now the paragraphs are going to be the factual allegations, and if you look at the when you look on site at the example, you'll see what I say about each of the allegations and how they function. But remember, you're going to need to use the same numbering and respond to each paragraph. And here's the wherefore clause, all the way at the bottom of the count. And it's sometimes called the request for relief or plea for relief, but the point is, this is where they ask what they want the court to do. And so we call that the wherefore clause because, as you'll see, it says wherefore plaintiff prays for judgment in such and such an amount, etc. And that's what the wherefore clause is. Every suit has at least one wherefore clause. Generally, every count of a petition will have its own wherefore clause, and these do, to a minor extent, limit what they can get if they win. If they don't ask for attorney's fees, for example, they're usually not going to get them. If they don't ask for them in the wherefore clause, they're usually not going to get them. Here's count 2 of our made-up suit. Note that count 1 was for breach of contract, while count 2 is for account stated. That's pretty much what you're going to find in debt law cases, one or the other or both of these two kinds of claims. And again, we have the paragraph allegations, and you're going to do just basically what they do here. Notice that paragraph 6 is a reincorporation clause or an incorporation clause where you reallege your previous responses by reference. Remember, the counts are independent of each other. Each count should state all the elements of the claim against you and have its own wherefore clause. Since many of the elements of the counters are similar, you will often see the incorporation clause that I mentioned, where the plaintiff realleges everything by reference, and you will do the same in your answer. And finally, the signature block. This contains the signature and name of the attorney directly responsible for the petition and his or her firm name, address, phone number, and usually email address. Now, the fact that the lawyer is signing the petition does not mean that the lawyer is a party to the lawsuit. The lawyer is representing whoever the named plaintiff is, in 99.9% of the cases. And then there's usually going to be some sort of an affidavit to the effect that you are not in active military duty. If you aren't, then this is purely a formality, but if you are in military service, then special rules are going to apply to your case. If you're being sued by a debt collector, chances are good that the petition against you will look a lot like our example. I hope this video will help you begin your process of analysis. Helping people protect their rights is what we do. Protect what's yours and don't let the debt collectors rip you off. Take action to protect yourself from debt collectors and help others do the same. Please like this video, share it with anybody you think could use it, subscribe, and comment, as all these things help other people find our materials. yourlegalega.com